Welcome back to Story, and today's story is about the 50-year-old mother of seven who passed away in Cherubim and Seraphim Church in Ilesa Osun State while undergoing transition. Okay, it happened that this woman was undergoing transition. Yes, there's this thing that is called transition in white garment church, you may say. And during this transition, you don't have to eat or drink anything for the period of time that you're transitioning. And during this transition, some of them they move from one state to another. Like, but it's like dreaming, like it's like trance. You move out of your body, and just like that, maybe your body will just be there. They'll be somewhere, maybe in the spirit or something like that. I don't know if this is what happened exactly, but this is what I perceive it to be, okay? Because I know that there are white garment churches who do this, like they transition, like they'll be in the church fasting and praying for a period of time. Their body will be there, but their spirit is gone to where they are meant to get more powers or something like that. You're there breathing, but spirit is out to somewhere else. You might find yourself in London, you might find yourself with the angels, you might find yourself somewhere, depending on the kind of spirit that is at work in you, or the kind of spiritual powers that is at work at that particular time. So, as I said before, I don't know whether this is actually what happened in this particular church, but this is what I know. And during this transitioning, you don't eat anything, you don't drink, you don't eat. And this is exactly what happened to Hannah Ike, this woman from Ilesa. This particular church, Cherubim and Seraphim Church, is in Ilesa, Osun State. So this is where it happened. Okay, it happened that this woman was inside this church undergoing transition when this thing happened, and it was said that she has been among those people who are regular transitioners. Like, she has been doing it before. This is not the first time that she has been doing that. She did it, but this particular time she went and she didn't come back. That means she passed. Okay, she passed, and for days, it was said that because according to her younger sister, she passed and nobody knew. The church did not call the family members to inform them that this woman has passed away. So it was said that the Iajo of the church put her body in something that looks like a sack and dropped her at her husband's place. Yes, when they dropped her, they now told them that she passed inside the church while undergoing transition. So the family members now took the case to the human rights of Osun State. So that human rights reported to the police now, and the police arrested the man. The problem here is that body, she passed, and they did not tell them. They did not call the family. They did not call anybody. They only brought her when she has already started decomposing, if you understand what I mean. So that is quite questionable. I guess they were like, this woman passed in our church. It's a very big case, so it's a very big case. Something like that. I guess that's the reason why they decided to bundle her up in a sack and dropped her off. So this woman I'm talking about have 7 children, 7 kids that she abandoned, like she left. Okay, sometimes people risk their lives for the sake of what I don't know. You understand? It is true that there are things that are important. Maybe in whatever you believe that you have to do certain things to be able to, to gain spiritual powers or to come closer to God. But then you should remember that we are all human beings. We are all human beings, and that has limits to what human beings can do. Some people look at Jesus Christ, what Jesus Christ did when he came. Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights without water, without food. And some people want to try the same thing. Some people want to do the same thing. I have seen men of God who fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. That's dry fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. I know one of them that's still alive today. I don't know how it happened. I guess God wanted him to do that. But when you're doing something, like there's difference between when God wants you to do something, like God wants you to do that. There's a difference between when God wants you to do that particular thing than when you're doing it with your carnal body. Your carnal body cannot survive that. Yes, I heard that as a man who will transition, yeah, he will transition for 3 months. He will stay. His body will just be there, and he will be out of his body for, as in spiritually, travel for 3 months, and he'll come back to his body. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. I don't understand all these things, But those who are in that particular church should understand more. Before you do all these things, you have to sit down and think about the consequences of what you are doing. Yes, it is good to do all these things. Maybe you want to move closer to God, or you want to get spiritual powers, or for whatever reason that you're transitioning, or for whatever method or whatever that you're transitioning for. It is always good to understand the implications of what you're doing. And if that it's dangerous to your health, like going for 7 days without food is quite dangerous to health, yes, especially for women. Because women, when they are giving you fasting and prayer, they don't give you to exceed, maybe they will give you 6 to 12, or even 6 to 9, 6 to 10, because they know that you are a mother and you're taking care of a lot of things. Women multitask. So even though it was said that she was inside the church, maybe she wasn't doing anything, she was out of her body and all that. So some people will go and come back, some people will go and not come back. It's just simple. I have heard of all this so much about this transitioning thing. Like a lot of people go into fasting because they want to, be spiritual minded. Some people have fasted themselves to death. Some pastors encourage their members to fast themselves to death. So this is the same case with that of a pastor who mandated his followers to fast themselves to death. So this is the same case. But let me tell you, it is high time we stop blaming those churches. It is high time we start blaming the individuals, the victims. Why is it that when they tell you this, you do, or they tell you that, you do? Don't you have common sense? Does it mean that that person that is doing that and doesn't have common sense? Even a little child knows when danger is looming around the corner. So why do such things that are very dangerous to you? Why do them? Is it brainwashing? Okay, some people will say that this pastor, they brainwash them, which is what I believe. They are brainwashed. But this brainwashing of a thing, God has given you sense. Yes, number 6, God has given it to you to know when to say no and when to say yes. You understand? Especially when it comes to our pastors, we find it difficult to say no to them. We find it difficult to say no. We always believe what they say. We always, try and do what they say because they are God, sent by God. We don't want to annoy them. We don't want to, say no to them. But my dear people, be wise these days. Please be wise.